Hello. We are here. We are here for you.
No, we're here to play a game. We're here for ourselves. That's what we do this for because we love playing games. So I'm going to give this really quick over to Michael in a second, but I just want to thank everybody for watching, being a part of what we do. All the people that watch, all the people that just comment on it. There's a lot of people out there that hop in and watch it on VOD, which is amazing. That's what it's for. It's for entertainment purposes only. And it's mostly our entertainment. But I'm going to give it right to him. We're finishing out Series 3 today, the Arc 3. So I'm going to give this over to Michael because he has a lot more information about it than I do. It's all you, sir.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Dark Forest, the epic woodland fantasy that takes you on a wild journey of animal adventure, one clearing at a time. This is episode 3 of Arc 3, episode entitled Reaping Night. I will go ahead and do a real quick recap. I do want to say this is the spectacular climax to a spectacularly spooky 3-episode arc. And even though it's not Halloween, we're still keeping it spooky. So let's go ahead and meet some of the players and characters who are about to endure. They've endured some horror, and they may endure a little bit more before this night is through. So please tell me who you are, who you're playing, and how they're feeling as Reaping Night reaches its crescendo. Starting with Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick. I'm playing Kiva the Crow, a Arctic Fox, and the Scoundrel Playbook. Given that it seems that, our little mouse friend wasn't going to be sitting on a throne of firewood, feels a little bit better, but of course, doesn't realize that they're not out of the woods yet.
Oh, man, I would say in the Dark Forest, you're never out of the woods. Oh, boy. It's terrible. Yes, very excited to see what Kiva's doing, especially after she created a bomb, which has not yet been used. So kind of a Chekhov's explosive going on. Very excited to see how that's going to come into play. We are also joined. It's wonderful to have her here. It is Kat.
Hello, I'm Kat. Quick note, Kiva's an Arctic hare. I am the Arctic Fox.
Oh,
Fox?
yeah,
That's
did.
an Arctic hare.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. It was a slip of the tongue. It is fine. Do not worry. But yeah, I'm playing Yana Winterborn, the Arctic Fox exile, who, she's living her best life. She's already killed one person during this festival. She's going to kill some more. That's just how she does. In her defense, they were creepy racists, and they deserve to die. So, she's watching from the margins, waiting for a moment to, do more killing. She doesn't like the sound of this whole sacrifice thing.
Well, we'll certainly check in with that as soon as the episode begins. All right. So, also joining us, very happy to have him here. It is Nick.
Hello, everyone. I am Nick, and once again, I'm playing Finn Cardew, the Rose Finch raconteur, aka Bard, storyteller extraordinaire. And right now, he's just unsure what's going on, but who knows? It'll make an interesting story.
I certainly hope it does. We are also joined by another amazing Time and Tabletop regular. It is Marvin.
So hey, I'm Marvin, and today I'm going to be playing Seamus Opossum, Raider Extraordinaire. And right now, after having a bit of an emotional crisis, Seamus is trying to find out what his goals are going to be. First of all, make sure everyone here survives the night. Second, maybe it's try and start his own raiding band, the Green Wardens, to honor his fallen comrade's memory, and to also protect the interests of the denizens of the forest.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad something sort of positive is coming out of this horror. Well, I think we'll maybe see some more of that as this episode draws to a close. So now I'd like to introduce one of our two special guest stars. They've joined us. They've been so generous with their time and joined us for every episode for this arc. So they're here for the finale. And also, this is my sister, my own flesh and blood, who actually created the wonderful Dark Forest logo and the character portraits that you've seen in every episode. It is Jenny.
Hello, I am playing Spoons McAvoy, a rat vagrant who's the little rat grandma con artist.
Oh, and we do love our rat grandma con artist. Also joining us is another great special guest star and the person who created the music, which you just heard starting out the episode. It is Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'll be playing Knives McAvoy, the rat tinker. And, Knives was feeling pretty good. He came in, had a full meal, lots of cheese, even though he's has some issues with dairy. But, all that changed when he learned about the sacrifices. Not too happy about that, so we'll see how he stops that.
All right, well, let's get to those sacrifices themselves. Let me do a real quick recap. Reaping Day, the fall holiday of harvest and horror, has given way to Reaping Night. And this one is a grim night indeed. 6 heroes entered the countryside town of Harrowed Heath, searching for a missing rat girl. Seamus Opossum, a wandering warrior. Finn Cardew, avian songster extraordinaire. Yana Winterborn, Arctic fox claimant to a distant throne. Kiva the Crow, masked rabbit reprobate. And the McAvoys, a married rat couple of thoughtful tinker Knives and quick-thinking rodent raconteur Spoons. Each has their own heartache. Each has their own trauma. They found the rat girl, Esther Essen, who had pagan ritual restored by the current high priestess, Francesca Volsky. The Autumn Queen is not sacrificed to the ancient gods of fall ritual. Instead, she chooses the sacrifices. And now, night has fallen, and it is time for the ritual to begin. So as we start, Kiva, Finn, Seamus, and Knives are sitting with Esther at this this great, well-set table facing the forest, along with Esther Essen, who is in this throne built of interlocking branches and leaves. Yana is hiding in the woods. Spoons is wandering in the woods, having done the old "I have to go to the bathroom" and escaping from Francesca Volsky. Volsky has left the edge of the forest where the rest of the priests are getting the ritual set up, and she goes over to join Esther, and she says, "Well, my dear, it is time for you to choose how the leaves will fall." And then she calls out "Bring forth the gifts to the Lord of the harvest." And you see from 2 sides of the woods, 2 different sets of prisoners are brought together and tied all together around 2 of these carved posts that kind of look like giant autumn trees with sort of acorns, pine cones, and skulls carved into their woods. All of them are wearing these white outfits embroidered with fall leaves. One of them is Baldwin of Bunce, the Inquisitor, who is fighting at his jailers, and he's praying. He's uttering "Oh, by the blessed beasts, curse you, curse these heretics, pagans." Also with him is Alexei, a little squire cub. And Yana, you know that this is the squire of Lady Olga Ozarova, who's further back in the woods and definitely wants to save him. So the little lynx cub and the Inquisitor, who is a weasel, get tied to one of the posts. The other one, you see the merry mendicants Grimaldi and his friends. This like frog and maybe like 3 other animals who are the musicians. They're also let out. They're looking pretty miserable in their costumes, and they are tied to the other posts. So Volsky looks back at Esther and she's like, now is your time to choose. Which of them will be given to the Lord of the Harvest? And you can see Esther's like, I don't, and she looks at you guys and she's like, what should I do? And then we'll see what Yana's up to.
Yeah. Finn will just be like, my good lady, surely there must be another way to do this. I mean, sacrificing innocent people just for what is some sort of festival? I respect your traditions and everything, but surely the sacrifices of mortals should be taken into more higher consideration.
Volsky's like, Master Bird, as all of us here, you have been stabbed by the thorns of life. There is pain in life. We all know that. And in these traditions, we find solace. That requires more pain. It requires sacrifice. The Autumn Queen does not wear her crown lightly. It is a hard thing, and so it must be, to show her devotion. That's the only way for a community to find peace.
Now, among my own, let's say, knowledge, I've learned that pain only begets more pain. So why cause more pain in order to perpetuate the cycle of pain? In order to not have this cycle continue, you must step away from the pain. I understand your traditions, but surely there must be a more peaceful way.
Volsky's like, you could tell that to... My father said much the same thing when the villagers were starving, and his men, his beasts at arms, were causing more pain amongst them. This is the way to do it. The old ways offer us peace.
Well,
all right.
Maybe the May Queen needs some time to figure out the sacrifice. You know, this is a big decision, a lot of moving parts that are going into this. So, you know, maybe we should put a little pause on this and, just wait a second. You know, we what's the rush? There's plenty more food to eat.
Okay. Knives, give me a persuade. This might actually work. Persuade an NPC. Yes. And then we'll check in with Yana. Hidden in the woods.
Dice, I'll roll 2d6. That will be a... oh boy. That's a 5.
Ooh, okay. Yes, Spoon's also in the woods, of course. We'll check in with all of them. The whole wood team woods. Yeah, it's not going to work. Volsky's like, no, the autumn moon is high. The time is now. My little Autumn Queen, you must choose. And Esther, clearly doesn't want to choose. Kiva?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know we wanted to get to both to Diana and to Jenny's character. I don't know if you want to circle back to me after theirs, but I just wanted to turn to Esther and sort of explain the situation as Kiva sees it and try to persuade her into a course of action that the group may not necessarily like.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's check back. We can always do a flashback if like yours would change things.
You can let Patrick go first. That's fine.
Okay,
it's
good.
More organic to do it now. I'm okay with it. I can wait.
Right, that does make sense. Okay, go ahead, Kiva.
Okay, so as Finn and Knives are talking to Francesca, I want to turn to Esther and say, Esther, by choosing who is a sacrifice, and I don't mean this lightly, they're going to die. These aren't good people. These aren't friends. we need to get out of here as soon as possible. And I say, I have an idea, but you'll need to close your eyes.
Okay. She's like, you can tell that like you're the, she's scared and alone. She's been kind of like taken in by this cult, and you're sort of the first outsider that's like speaking sense to her in a long time. Not super long, but still. And she's super nervous, but she nods her head and she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll close my eyes."
As they're finishing this conversation, it seems that Knives isn't going to succeed in this. I throw over part of the Raven cloak over her, and I throw the lantern at Francesca.
Whoa. Okay. Let's cut away from that real quick. Let's check in with Yana and then Spoons.
This could honestly be happening pretty much simultaneously with the lantern throwing.
Okay.
But Yana wasn't all the way out in the woods. She was kind of creeping around the periphery waiting for bad things to happen.
Right. Well, I think bad things are happening, so.
Yeah. What she'd like to do is kind of project her voice into this area without people knowing exactly where she is, kind of doing the Batman thing.
Okay.
If that's at all possible.
Yeah. Are you trying to like scare them? What's the end?
Yeah, the angle is scare. The angle is specifically scare Francesca.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So do what you say, or say what you're gonna say. Say what your character says,
okay.
And then let's have you roll a persuade, because that is one of them is with threats.
Yeah.
So this might be like
that's still a charm. So hey, good. Okay. That's a good roll for her. This is what she says. I've been watching you, traitor of the Winterborn Dominion. I've been judging your actions. You say blood is required on this day for the old ways. Is that correct?
Volsky's ears like perk up, but she doesn't quite answer. She's just like listening.
Is sacrifice required on this day?
She is like motioning to some of the other villagers to like find you, and then she's like, that is what the Lord of the Harvest demands.
Blood it is. And that's hopefully when she emerges from hiding very close to Francesca.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe you're not really trying to scare her. You're kind of all right. So you want to like sneak up on her and appear right next to her. Is that
basically
your goal? Yeah. Okay. Right. Cool. Okay. Go ahead and give me a sneak.
The flame might hit her at the same freaking time, but
yeah.
Doing a sneak.
Yeah, because she's right in the middle of the feast. So you would sneak by some stuff. But yeah, you do the attempt a roguish feat, sneak.
Okay, I get a +1 to these, so let's do it. God damn it. Wait a second though. I only have 2. Okay, that's not the end of the world. It's a 7.
A 7.
Can Knives Knives will see Yana approaching from the side and will try to make a distraction. Can I use a help action?
Oh, definitely.
And when I help, Yana gets you get choices on the help move as if you had marked 2 exhaustion when you marked 1 exhaustion due to our professional connection.
Okay. I think that might still only get me to a 9.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's unless there's something that can drop a +1 on it to get me up to a 10.
Well, I think what it means is that Knives gives you a +1, and you can also
and I get to pick
steal his health or create an opportunity or obstacle.
Gotcha. Okay. She'd want to create an opportunity, I think.
Right.
I get you now. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So I think it might be Knives who creates the opportunity or obstacle with that. It says mark exhaustion again to select one of the following, which is like what you've done with the 1.
Okay.
I think Knives is opportunity would be he pulls out his Tinker's kit and spills it everywhere. He's like, "Oh, my gears are everywhere!"
Oh man, Volsky is like, "What are you doing?" And while he's distracted, this is when Yana appears right next to him. Okay, let's have Yana. So you want to do the blind side move?
On Volsky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think blindside is worthwhile.
Okay, let's do that, and then we'll check. Yeah.
I also feel like there was fire involved in this whole situation at the same time.
We'll do Kiva's roll too. Why don't you guys roll simultaneously? Because
I feel like that's a reasonable idea.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. At least I think
double
so.
Attack.
All right. With a blind side, it is once again a 7, but hey. I'm consistently rolling 7s. You're muted, Patrick.
Right.
I have a 10.
Nice.
Which move are you doing, Patrick?
I'm also doing blindside, specifically murder.
Oh boy.
I'm hitting her with a high explosive and basically an incendiary bomb.
Okay.
I'm exactly going to kill her outright, but
wasn't there like it's more
powerful? Dangerous than intended. It's not just a fucking incendiary grenade. It's napalm.
Oh boy. Okay.
So yeah, this clearing is going to get a little cindery.
Right. Okay. So let's say okay. She is set on fire and hurled back by the blast. Yana, you can either take an injury from being too close to this explosive, or you can you roll clear and you get into the path of another immediate danger.
Can I observe the injury with the shield that I've got?
Oh yeah. Yes, you could do that.
So she does the Dragon Slayer move of the fire comes up and it's just
Okay. Oh, I think this will remove the shield though. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's napalmed now. So
right. Yeah, the shield's not really good anymore. It is a wooden shield.
Can she say something to this lady though?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, as she's blasted back, or maybe before. Yeah. What do you say?
She pulls out her sword and says, "Blood for the old ways."
Dang. All right, then you slice into her.
Yeah.
As she's reeling, this blast goes over. She is half covered in fire and is hurled back and crashes onto the ground. There's a moment of stunned silence in this clearing. Spoons. Meanwhile, you've been lurking around the back, and you're kind of in the back area with Lady Olga, and you near the tied up would-be sacrifices.
Okay, I have a question. How far away are we from the mushrooms from the first episode?
Oh, pretty far. That's in another area of this clearing.
All right, never mind.
Unless you brought one with you, which I don't know if you would.
Could I retcon that I did? I don't know.
I mean, these mushrooms cause sad hallucinations and memories. I don't know if you would really want this thing you want to carry with you.
I mean, can I give a explanation for why?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why do you think Spoons would do that?
In her memory, even though it was the worst day of her life, she still got to hear her son's voice.
Oh my God.
One last time.
Wow.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
She
okay.
took it with her. But now she's maybe there's another purpose for this magic mushroom. But I guess in the meantime, I want to try to free some of the sacrifices.
Okay, give me a real quick rec something. You can definitely do it. This will just decide how fast it is. Okay. But it's pretty easy. They're just just rope, so you can easily untie them all.
Okay, great.
It'll just be how fast you do it.
It's gonna be an 8 plus. Is that finesse?
It's might in this case.
Oh, okay. +1.
So it's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're working at it, but you're scared. Your hands are shaking a little bit. You're cutting the rope. It's that horror movie thing where you're trying to get the key in the ignition of the car as the monster's showing up. Mm-hmm. You get half of them. You get Alexi and Baldwin, and they tumble down. Baldwin is saved by a rat. What is this? And then Alexi's oh, it's that crazy rat from the woods who went to pee all of a sudden. Thank you.
I knew I'd come back for you. I'm so sorry. I just knew I'd be no help if I got taken.
Oh no, thank you. I know you'd come back.
Your knight is in the woods. Also, go to her.
Okay.
And
you
if
see-
you what's his name?
Baldwin of Bunce.
Baldwin, Mr. Bunce, run, get out of here.
Very, very good. And so you rush over, you start to cut the minstrels, Grimaldi and his minstrels free, and that's when some more trouble happens. The giant emerges slowly from the forest, taking slow footsteps out into the sun. Hairy paws, each as big as a beast and tipped with claws, lead to pillar legs, supporting a hulking, shaggy belly and a hungry cavern of a mouth laden with yellow teeth. A great wreath of fall flowers and leaves has been placed around the thick neck of this enormous bear as it hungrily regards the sacrifices placed before it.
Oh,
So-
shite.
As this huge bear comes in and is like hungrily looking around, a lot of the villagers start shouting out like, "All hail the Lord of the Harvest!" And this bear just like looks like this humongous, earth-shaking growl as it starts looking for some pre-hibernation snacks that are now running away. Let's go check in with Seamus because he hasn't moved just yet. He's at the feast right now. So go ahead, Seamus. What are you doing when you see this bear?
I actually did have a move, but I don't know if it can only work on a single person or if it can work on like in a group.
Okay, what's the move?
It's when I threaten an authority, just cause.
Okay. Can you read it to me? Let me check it out myself too.
Right. When you threaten an authority on behalf of the downtrodden, mark notoriety with the authority's faction and roll with might. On a hit, the force of your defiance unnerves them. They must make a concession right now to your cause or openly attack you.
Okay. I mean, you sort of are in an open battle right now, so I'm not sure if that move would work because they are kind of like openly fighting you.
Can I threaten the bear though?
Oh, you want to threaten the bear? Okay, the bear is a non-sentient creature. It's like,
Dang.
yeah, so that might not be unless you're doing like something that would, scare off an animal, which is difficult because you're a possum and it's a bear. But it is possible if you can do something that would like freak it out.
Maybe if I point toward the bear, but speak more towards anyone who follows it more, since they worship this thing.
Okay, I do think they are attacking you though, so it might not be the best move to use here because they already are like openly attacking you.
Dang.
You can try and scare them though, maybe with like a persuade, just like threats. You want to try and like just shout at them to scare them off.
Yeah, but maybe if you can take what I'm saying, like I'll say what I was gonna do, see if that works for the move itself.
Yeah,
That's
of
okay.
course. That sounds good.
All right, so Seamus is going to point at the bear. It's going to speak to it, but it's more openly to everyone who follows it. Bear, by the way. Okay, so maybe this will work with Fiona's move. Seamus is going to say, so this is what ye are going to sacrifice these poor people to. Well, your leader is fallen, your so-called Autumn Queen doesn't want the role, and your tent's on fire. I think that's a sign that the sacrifices aren't worth it. Besides, if ye are so devout in your following and your faith, you wouldn't force this on these poor people. You cast yourselves into the bear's jaw itself. Well, that works.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm trying to use a just cause.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so let me go to the reputation moves here.
Alright.
Right.
Reputation.
Okay, cool. Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Okay, so it's actually a fearsome visage would be more, but reputation you said.
I think the fearsome visage lets you use the make a pointed threat
Yeah.
reputation move.
So this might work out more than that.
Yeah. you're using the fearsome visage to. It says you can make a pointed threat, which is one of the reputation moves.
All right, so let's try that.
Okay. And you rolled if your negative reputation was positive. I would say you got like a -1 at this point.
Yeah.
So that means you're going to add a +1 to this.
Okay, so that's a 10 then. I rolled a 9.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. On a 10 plus, they are rattled. They must surrender, retreat, or charge. All right. I think they're going to be rattled. I think they don't quite retreat, but like they're like frozen. They don't quite know what to do. They're like, oh shit, maybe this possum's got a point.
Mm-hmm.
As this bear is like closing in to lunch on some of these people here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's check in with Finn, who is like still at the table just right after Seamus has shouted this. And there's kind of like a moment of silence as the villagers like don't know what to do. But the bear is still very much closing in towards Spoons and the other victims. Oh, Nick, I think you're muted there.
Always remember when
Sorry,
you're muted.
No, I was talking with my dad.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so Finn will be just sort of, I think after Seamus did that whole thing, and there's definitely a lot of distractions, he's going to try and use that to sort of, I think, make his way towards the troop and help out Spoons to get them free.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say you dash over. I think between you and Spoons, you can easily cut the ropes and set them free. Grimaldi is like, Master Finn, thank heavens, please get us out of here.
Apologies, my friend. It seems that our performances aren't not necessary.
Okay, and I think at this point, the bear is gonna lunge out. Spoons and Finn.
Mm-hmm.
I am afraid you are both close.
Sure.
So the bear is actually going to like sweep you towards its jaws with a swing of its paws. You're each going to take 1 injury.
Okay.
As you are like bounced back over the grass toward the bear's mouth.
Okay. Can I do an action?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to use, I have this charm offensive skill, which is when you play upon an enemy's insecurities, concerns, or fears to distract them during a fight, roll with cunning. And then on a hit, create an opening for yourself and either make an available weapon against them or strike them quickly and deal injury. So I am going to insult the bear.
Okay. I don't know if this will. Let's give it a try.
Okay. Well, I want to look up at the bear and be like, "You hungry? I know you're hungry. We're all hungry. We all want something to eat in this world. Eat this." And I toss the mushroom into his mouth.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Yeah, that definitely. I mean, the bear, you can't talk to it, but you can feed it a magic mushroom.
Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna have a.
That is such a great move. Go ahead and roll with cunning. I think this is gonna. I want this to work.
I've got +2 cunning for an 11.
Oh man. Okay, it definitely works. All right, you create an opening for yourself. So yeah, this like mushroom like falls onto the bear's tongue, like kind of rolls down its throat, and then you see a strange shine in the bear's eyes. It like throws back its head and roars, and you and Finn are able to scamper free of its paws.
Great. Are we able to get any of the other sacrifices?
Yeah, they've all been freed at this point, so they're all kind of like rushing back through the feast.
All right.
Kiva, Esther is like, do you have a way to get out of here?
I say yes. Just stay close and stay under. And I'm gonna keep her concealed with the. Obviously, it's a very long cloak. It's basically used to conceal myself too, and just sort of make a quick rush towards the edge of the clearing, back towards where we didn't really decide on a meeting place if things went sort of belly side up.
okay,
So
let me
I'm
say
just gonna
this.
I'm gonna run away from the bear and probably towards the castle.
Okay. Let me say this. So as Grimaldi is like hopping along, he says, They took our wagon and put it back there with the other wagons. 2 stout goats can pull it, and it's got room enough for all. We should take that, my friends.
I'll go. I will spirit Esther away to wherever the wagons are at. I assume we would have seen them.
Okay, so you dash back, and yeah, you can see the wagons. The bear is like now drugged and is kind of like stomping and smashing its way through the feast area, just like big swings of its paws, destroying the tables, the statues, and the food. Knives.
Knives is going to quickly gather up his gears he spilled and make a try to make a rudimentary noisemaker to like scare the bear and maybe have the mushrooms and the noise interact,
Oh, sure. Nothing like mushrooms and noise. Okay,
I'm gonna
so
do a
this is gonna
jury
be
rig, if that's possible.
This is the toolbox move?
It's the jury rig.
Jury rig. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. Yeah, yes, go ahead and roll with cunning.
Gosh, what a day. 7.
Okay, that's good. It works.
It
Yeah.
works once.
Yes. So what kind of a noisemaker is this?
It's like one of those spinny ones that goes.
Oh, sure, a grogger.
Oh, is that the proper term?
I mean that's what we pour on one of the holidays.
Then oh well, definitely then yes.
But yeah, I've seen those things. Yeah. Yeah. So you're making like tons of noise with this. The bear, like, it is just its ears, like it's got some crazy noise, crazy mushroom in its system. It is just like freaking out, giving you guys time to escape. You're rushing back towards the wagons. Yana.
I was not escaping. I've been trying to fight the bear for a very long time now.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. But I'm not running. I do not run. This is just an animal. This is not a god. It will die, and I will use its fat to make pencil lead.
All right, so other people are dashing back. You're there with the bear. What
Look
do
it
you
up. People used to make pencil lead out of bear fat.
Wow. That's a fun bear fact.
See, it's educational. But yeah, she's attacking it, especially now that it's all distraction and fucked up.
Yeah, go for it. Are you gonna go with engage? And like, how are you doing this? Like, it's huge compared to you.
Oh yeah, but it's like next to the sacrifice pole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's just gonna like Marvel movie, like use that to launch herself at it.
Wow.
Going for the eyeballs.
Oh, okay, very cool. That could do it.
That's apparently a thing with her.
Yes. Is this gonna be engage in melee or like something else?
I was planning on engaging melee, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Let's roll that. Okay, so I've got a 9 on the dice, and that's a +3, which brings it to a 12.
Whoa.
And I have a special move for that. That is greatest of the age. When I engage an enemy in melee, and I get to take all 4 options and 1 for double effect when I roll a 12+. So.
Oh my god. Okay. So
yeah, this is why she doesn't run. She's actually very good at fighting. So she inflicts serious harm. She suffers little harm. She shifts her range 1 step. So she kind of launches up, stabs it, like kind of flips back off of its face and lands back on the ground a little distance from it. So it doesn't have an easy strike.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that I've hopefully frightened the frightened bear even more, or maybe killed it. I don't know. Probably not killed it yet. Right. Extra effect, more serious harm.
Okay. All right. I think you do a lot of damage. You take out like definitely one of its eyes. And you like seriously cut up its face. Like you just ram the sword down and cut this like brutal groove down its its nose, which is the most sensitive place for a bear. I think even though you are doing a -1 harm, the bear is still going to be able to do, like, in its flailing, it does smash into you. So you are going to take 1 harm.
That's fine. The armor's going to absorb that 1 harm.
Yeah, the armor takes it. It would be worse without the -1 you pick.
That's fine. But yeah, she'll absorb it with the armor for the sake of not taking injuries for no good reason. And
Okay.
she like flicks the blood off of her sword, holds it up and goes, "This is God, not you."
The bear just like roars, very much in pain. It's actually starting to kind of like head back towards the woods a little bit. But by now the other villagers are starting to like come to their senses and are kind of like going for their own weapons. Okay, so Kiva and I'm going to say the others have reached Grimaldi's wagon. Or the others, I mean the other like would-be victims. So they're all hurrying over there. Lady Olga has reached it. She's been reunited with Alexei. She's rushing over with Grimaldi to take the reins. Inquisitor Bunce and the others are piling into the back. And what are the rest of you guys doing? I know Kiva and Esther have reached the wagon. And Yana has just dealt this brutal blow to the bear. How about the rest of you guys?
Knives is sprinting over to the wagon.
What's the name of the priestess? Or the
Volsky. She was like set on fire, stabbed to the side. She is not quite dead.
I want to go over to her.
Mhm.
Okay. She is rolled over to put out the fire, but she is like hideously burned on a lot of her face.
Okay.
The red fur just like sizzled away, and she like glares up at you.
I'm gonna try to like, I don't know, figure out what happened to her to make her the way that she is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, like appeal to at least like you can die tonight or you can not die tonight. That's up to you. It can stop now. The harvest, there's something feeding this big bear, it doesn't make the leaves any redder. It doesn't make the crops any fuller. Causation and correlation, they do not equal each other. So you can choose your fate.
I think you try this, Spoons.
Okay.
And she glares up at you and she's like, "You don't understand. Without the rituals and the traditions and the old ways, I have nothing." And she is actually she like pulls out a sacrificial dagger and is going to try and like stab it into your foot.
Okay, great. You can try.
Yeah, you are going to take 1 harm. Go ahead and do. Give me a trust fate roll to see how much more you can do. You can escape it.
Not great. Is that luck? That's a 6.
Okay, so you're going to take 1 harm.
Okay.
And she does use this kind of a distraction to like dash for cover in the woods.
Okay. Okay.
That's too late. Never mind. I was gonna say I could try and help her, but that's fine. It's too late.
Okay. And I think then, Spoons, you can make it to the wagon pretty easily, even if you are foot injured.
Okay. I'm like, Knives, can you give me your foot? Can you give me the foot massage?
I don't know why people keep asking me. I'm not a medic, but I'll try, sweetie.
Maybe just carry me. I'll piggyback ride. Are there pigs in this world?
There are pigs in this world, but they're non-sentient because they got the hooves.
I'll be a backpack. You can be a rat pack. Okay.
Adorable. You do get Spoons into the wagon, and you make a rough bandage, but she will need some better medical attention later. So I think everybody's pretty much aboard except for Yana. Seamus, let's check in with you.
Yeah, are those cultists still around? Or are they still kind of scared about what Seamus said?
I think between the bear showing up and what Seamus said, and then seeing Yana at work, they're starting to like kind of fall back into the woods to try and get away from this situation.
Bunch of cowards. Say it.
Seamus, Help me kill a god, will you?
Oh, you mean the bear?
Ugh,
Seems more like a scared animal whipped out of its mind, doesn't it, Les?
put it out of its misery now. Besides, bear meat is delicious.
I bet it is. I'd have to eat a bear once or twice in me raiding days. Let's see if we can track it down. It did get a head start.
Did the bear run?
I think it ran, didn't it?
I thought it was still here.
It's starting to slink away into the woods. It's like, this meal, maybe not worth it.
Hey. So let's
Yeah.
get it before it does, eh?
I mean, it's important people should know about the old ways.
Ooh, all right, Seamus. How are you going to fight this bear?
The way he always does. It's gonna charge it.
Oh, man. All right. Possum
And-
charges bear.
And this is part of his nature, actually. Hero, clear your exhaustion check when you outright attack a dangerous, oppressive, or villainous NPC.
Oh, 100%. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and clear exhaustion. And then you can do engage in... Are you going to do engage in melee?
Unless it counts as a group. But
No,
it's
I
just
think
one
it's,
thing.
it's really just the one.
Right.
By the
so-
way, if I had any exhaustion, I would have cleared it at that point because of how we're connected, but I don't currently have any.
And I got my actual die instead of using an online dice roller.
Oh, always fun.
Ugh.
There's no substitute for the click and clatter of real dice.
No, there isn't. Now watch me roll snake eyes.
Yeah, and then seeing them totally fail or fall off the table or something.
That's a 3 and a 5 plus 3. That's an 11.
Oh, very good. All
Does
right.
anything happen for you if it gets up to a 12?
That's a good
No, I don't have that many.
Okay, I'm just
unfortunately.
asking. Because if it does, I was going to mark exhaustion to bump you up to a 12, but
I wanted to help as well, but anyways.
But now I'm
Okay,
good.
go ahead and pick 3 options.
Okay, and this is with his regular Dane axe. So Seamus is going to mark 1 wear on the Dane to add +1 harm. It's 2 total. It's going to mark 1 exhaustion since it's large. Yep, 1 exhaustion to inflict an additional harm. That's 3 so far.
Okay.
He's going, and then for engage in melee, he's going to pick inflict serious harm. So that's 4 total.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's going to suffer little harm. And he's going to, let's see, shift your range 1 step. I want to get behind it so me and Yana can surround it on both sides.
Okay, you do manage to. You are going to take a harm.
Mhm.
But yeah, this bear's looking. You like swing the axe down, just like right into its already cut up nose, and just like are whittling away at it. Bear blood's going everywhere, and then you dash around to the back. But the bear's paw does lash out blindly and like slice you.
Ah, this is nothing, you shaggy creature. Come on.
Okay. I think at this point, the villagers are starting to recover and realize that, like, oh, you're attacking their god. And they start to send some arrows whistling at you. So it is probably time to get out of there. But yeah, the bear is like being driven away, defeated.
Anyone else got to say, or can we kill
I don't know if I get to say anything or not, honestly.
No, you can. go for
Okay.
it.
I'm just saying that if you're going to stay, you will be taking some arrows are going to start whistling around you. Is that okay,
Oh.
Yana? And
I
you're
get
okay
it.
with that, Seamus?
Yeah, I'm just staying too.
Oh man. Okay. Let's check back with Yana, and then we'll see with if Kiva is like. Oh, actually, Finn, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to try something. I want to just sort of shout out to the crowd and just be like, unless you want your god and yourselves to die, I suggest you leave now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that. Okay. It's just a persuade.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I mean, they are fanatics, but the situation may have changed.
Ooh, that's nice. 12.
Wow. Okay, I think you're definitely giving them some pause. Oh my god, the pause again. And I would say like about half of them are like maybe it's not worth it being here. We can see our god is getting defeated, and they start like kind of melting back into the woods. A few of them throwing aside weeping jack hats as they're heading away.
Yeah, and think twice before dealing with outsiders, maybe.
Okay, I think you're definitely teaching them a lesson. Kiva, you're over there at the wagon. What are you doing here?
Well, I mean, it's basically everybody's on board except for Seamus and Yana, right?
Yeah, and I think Finn is also kind of.
I don't think Finn's there either.
Oh, Finn's not there either.
Yeah,
staying back a little bit. Yeah.
Part of Kiva wants just to get going. I mean, we're here to try to find, Esther. I mean, if it looks like Seamus and Yana are going to keep on attacking this bear, I might just leave them behind. I'm not entirely certain just yet. Like, the most important thing is getting this little girl out of here.
Right.
So I'm gonna hold off to see if they're gonna keep on attacking, and if they are, we're just gonna leave.
Can I see that they're waiting? I'm a little confused on the theater of the mind. Like,
yeah,
positioning
definitely. I mean, it's like through a clearing. You can definitely see them getting ready to go in their carriage.
Kiva, leave this place. I have work to do. Toppling this regime is very important to me. They
Don't
commit
die.
human sacrifice.
Don't
They must
die.
be punished. I will not.
And I'm gonna look to Finn and say, I assume Finn's pretty close to us. Say, Finn, hop on, we're going.
They may need assistance, and if I'm going to be honest, I want to see how the story ends.
I'll see you guys on the other side then, and I'm going to take off with, I assume, Spoon's knives and everybody else aboard.
Yeah, Lady Olga, Alexi, and the others who you rescued, and of course Esther.
Yeah, at this point, I've taken off my cloak and I've sort of like draped it over Esther so she doesn't have to see what the hell is going on here.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Because it's just, I assume there's fire everywhere. There's people now dying.
Yeah,
soon
or
be
I don't
dying.
think he's actually died. Volsky
There's
was hurt really
soon
bad.
to be some deaths.
There is soon to be some death, I think. Lady Olga calls out to you, Yana, and Seamus and Finn. She says, meet us at Geist Grove in perhaps a day's time. Look for us at Geist Grove. We'll meet you there.
Yana does the move of like sword to acknowledge it.
Okay. And Grimaldi's like, very good. You've arranged our meeting. Can we leave?
Yeah.
All right, and your wagon speeds away to safety. Okay, so let's check back in with Yana and Seamus and kind of finish. Let's check in with Yana first.
How many of the people are still around, like, watching this?
Maybe about half of them. The others are like making their way through the forest.
Those of you witnessing this, understand that the old ways are dead. Sacrifice is a barbaric practice that does not help anybody out. It only reduces people to the status of animals. A status that we have climbed our way out of the muck to avoid. This is just an animal that I've badly injured, and one that needs to be put out of its misery now. That is the right thing to do. It is what I shall do. Anybody that chooses to interfere with this will be marked for death. Watch me if I do not live out my promise to you.
I got nothing else to say, lass. I think they're quite terrified right now.
So either that's a charisma thing for them or she's going to attack the bear again.
Go ahead and do the attack.
Okay.
I think your actions are kind of speaking for you right now.
Attacking a bear. That is a 10. 10.
Okay. Which ones are you picking? You get to pick 3 from this list.
Picking 3 things. I'm looking at figure someone out. Sorry. And Michael, just so you know why she's so obsessed with this, it's the whole overthrowing despotic regimes is her
Yeah,
thing.
no, I like it. I like it.
Okay. She is going to pick inflict serious harm, suffer little harm, and can I do the frightened towards the people that might try to shoot at her instead of the bear?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so that's what she's doing. She's not moving a step away or anything. She's aware the bear is probably going to hit her. She doesn't give a shit.
Right. Okay, so
but she is inflicting extra injury to the bear.
okay.
To its eye, to its good eye, if she can.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And you're at the -1, taking the -1 harm.
And I'm taking the -1 harm. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think at this point the bear is pretty much like it's just lost so much blood. Its face is so cut up. It is like, yeah, you are able to like get a good blow into like its throat. And the big, huge rush of gore. It's not the most pretty sight.
I mean, it just covers her pretty white fur. It's like carrot.
Yeah, you are like submerged in bear's blood. You do take one injury as it's clawing away at you, and it's kind of death throes.
Yeah, she's gonna let the armor absorb this other injury too. Because we're with somebody that can fix armor right now. That is something knives can do.
Yes. Actually, I think it's gonna be. It would be 3 harm, but because you went the -1, so it's gonna be 1 extra after that.
Okay, so 1 harm bleeds through from past the armor.
Yeah, because this is the death throes.
That's fine. She just lets the blood wash over her too.
Yeah.
And then like after it falls, she just kind of like spits a bunch of its blood out of her mouth.
All right. Yes. And with that, the bear like collapses. And you and Seamus and Finn are just alone in this like silent clearing.
No, I'm going to remove that bitch's head from her shoulder. She should still be where she fell.
No, you look over and she is gone.
Yeah, she didn't know that happened.
Right. Yeah, but you look back and you see there's nothing there but some burnt grass.
So the cult is not fully destroyed then, eh?
Yes.
We killed
Also
the god,
gone,
but not the Pope.
Also gone is the harvester. He is also slipped away. All right. So meanwhile, Spoons, Knives, and Kiva, you guys are hurrying away, kind of like through the night, reaping night. It's getting to like, you know, we're past midnight at this point, but the sun's still a little way up, and after a while, like the wagon's rolling along, and you come to you see further up ahead, like this is kind of where the forest road joins a major highway, and you see up ahead there is like a detachment of Sentinel Knights of the Grand Sable Empire who are like encamped over here. They got a bunch of their like war boars grazing. They have some tents up. They're sort of like made this encampment in the middle of the road. And as you are rolling closer, Grimaldi, who is like he's at the reins, and he's like, "Oh, thank the blessed beasts, sable sentinels, these knights shall protect us. We are saved." Lady Olga's like, "But this is very troublesome for me." And then Esther's like, "Kiva, what's going on out there?"
It's the Grand Sable Empire. Well,
Oh. If they find out I'm here, they're gonna want to send me back to my father.
then
The worst thing for you?
No, I want him to know I'm okay. But I don't
Well-
want to go back just yet.
if we can send a message with these knights back to your father.
She's a little white rat, correct?
Yes.
I want to take some of like the dirt and leaves and like get it up in her fur.
Well, she
With her
currently
permission-
also has
with her
my
permission,
my
of course.
cloak over her too, so she looks kind of
And
like
just,
a
kinda
crow.
make it look like she's a brown rat, like I am.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but you can't keep her like under a cloak forever.
Okay.
I mean, the cloak itself looks like a crow. I mean, like it's supposed to be at least decently convincing.
Is she like wearing your cloak?
Up to her. She has it. I'm not currently wearing it.
Okay. I mean, I think the cloak would definitely hide her features. Spoons, let me go ahead and roll trick an NPC. So
Well,
roll
if
with
it's
cunning.
the cloak, then I don't know if.
Well, I think the cloak and this will combine. Because
Yeah, I'll use a point of exhaustion to assist. If needed.
yeah, that makes sense to me because you're using
Okay.
the cloak.
So do I get like a +1?
Yeah.
Okay. And I am using charm. Sorry, I don't have the
Cunning for trick an NPC.
+1. So +2 for. I mean, it's like a 7.
Hey, that's enough.
7.
That's
Ooh.
that's what we need. At least that's the minimum.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it will give these sentinels some pause, but they'll probably figure it out eventually.
Okay. Maybe we need to go around.
We'll make our journey very short. Like we'll make our
Okay.
interaction with them very short. We'll try to move past them as quickly as possible.
All right. So you roll over. It's late, so most of them are the squires are asleep. But there is one knight who is on guard duty. He is a badger who is like he's got the plate armor, this like dark cape, dark surcoat over his armor. He's like probably in his fighting prime, maybe just like 1 or 2 scars going pink through his black and white fur. This badger comes over, like paw on the pommel of his broadsword, looking you over, and he's like, "Who travels so swiftly at this time of night?"
Just
Oh my
some
God.
just
There's
some
a-
weird vagabonds heading through these dark woods.
There's a bad cult.
What's
I
that?
don't-
A what? Sorry.
There's an issue with some of the townsfolk in the back thinking of
We gotta get out
they're
of
cultists.
here. Yeah. We gotta get skedoodle.
Cultists, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, that is most distressing.
Man.
It's very bad. We gotta go.
Yeah, we're just trying to get
Um,
away from them.
He's like, "Oh, well, of course,
These
but
guys
no,
are
you're
almost
you're safe now."
We're
Um,
actually trying to meet the people we got separated with at Geist Grove. If you don't mind letting us pass.
Oh, you should have time. You should have time. But there's a dangerous cult about. We need to know this. We're heading east to meet the Winterborn, but this is this is a treacherous thing. He walks around. He's like, "Oh, something's wrong with your wagon, friend. It's riding a little low."
We have some people with us. We have a couple of a traveling troupe of bards and
Hey,
performers.
and Knives, can you quickly fix the wagon?
Oh, yeah, right on it. Sure.
Okay. All right. So Knives, you hop down to fix the wagon. As you're kneeling down, you like look down. You realize the reason why it's been riding so low. The harvester is holding on to the underside of the wagon and was riding with you. As you go down to fix it, he like grabs you. He grabs your collar and slams your head into the side of the wagon. You're going to take 1 injury. He knocks you aside, rolls out with his scythe that was kind of like slung over his back. He slices at this sable knight, doing pretty good amount of damage. Like he's got the strength to, cut through the armor, and sends this poor badger like falling back into the muck. Then he's going to round over on Spoons and Kiva and like attack.
Do I still have the wreath that I was wearing earlier?
You do, but I mean, you've kind of cat's out of the bag at this point. You can try it and see what it might. Yeah, it might confuse him.
I turn to
Well,
Spoons. I say,
if
Spoons,
anything,
give
just to give him like a second so we can roll away.
Spoons, give it to Esther.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I put the wreath on Esther's head.
Okay, Esther's like, "Oh my, go by
Esther-
the supreme road. What do I do?"
You don't have
Esther,
to. You can
Tell
command
him
him.
to go back to the castle.
Oh, she's
Tell
really
it to go
scared.
home.
I'm gonna as we see this thing rounding on us, I'm trying to stroke in the back of her head, like her hair, and like, it's okay, it's fine. It listens to you. Trust yourself. You can do this.
Okay, Kiva, give me a persuade.
Can I assist?
Yes, so you can mark
Indeed.
exhaustion. Yeah.
I am not charming.
Well, I think Spoon's giving you a +1 at least.
Yeah.
That's excellent because it brings it to a 7.
Oof. All right. So I think like she has the crown on. She looks at the harvester and she's like, "Please don't." The harvester like pauses and like cocks its head for a moment, but you can tell she's so nervous that this isn't going to last.
Okay.
I think
quickly load a
Knives
bolt
has-
to my
has
crossbow.
recovered- What's that?
I quickly load a bolt into my crossbow.
Okay, you're loading up the crossbow. Let's check in with Knives, and then I might pop into Yana, Seamus, and Finn, the other half of our crew here.
Knives is reeling from the blow to his head.
Oh, honey.
You had to make me go and check, didn't you?
I know. I'm so sorry. You know, I'm not good with wagons.
All right. Okay.
You're gonna be okay. I give him a kiss on the head. Does it help?
I mean, the harvester's about to start cutting everybody up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna
Maybe
say
it's not about
Knives.
the time.
Knives grabs anything from the wagon and attempts an improvised attack against the
Ooh,
harvester.
all right, it is full of like, it's a bard, like a performer's a traveling troubadour wagon. So this will be interesting. Go ahead and roll the improvised weapon. So roll with cunning.
That is going to be an 8.
Nice. Okay. You grab, like a pretty sturdy loot. The weakness is that it is going to do a little bit. Let me see.
Or I think it's you tell me the range tag and at least one beneficial tag.
Right. I'm going to say it's quick.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Excellent. It's also weak since I rolled an 8, I guess.
Yeah. So it's only going to do 1 damage when you hit with it. Only do the 1.
I see.
Only inflict 1 injury. But yeah, you have made this. Why don't you go ahead and do an engage in melee? It's got close, intimate is the range tags for this loot.
I can use finesse instead, correct?
Yes.
Because it's quick. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, it's heavy, but it's not too heavy.
Go. That's a 9.
Nice. Okay, so you can take -1 harm, inflict serious harm, change your range, or impress, dismay, or frighten.
I'm going to take an injury to do extra damage. Is that?
So you have to pick one from the engage and melee list.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
If you don't pick the injury one, you are going to take.
I'm going
two injury.
I'm going to inflict serious harm.
Nice. So you do 2 harm to this guy. You just
Wonderful.
like swing it down. This loot like shatters. The masked bag covered head of the harvester like reels back. Yeah, it's a as Seamus just typed a smashing performance.
El Kabong.
He's definitely really hurt. His scythe does slice down. Is going to do 2 injury to you. He gets a pretty nasty cut.
Boy.
Yeah. And he is still up, but he is hurt. Oh, he's not. Oh, that's a good one. I wish I should have given him a pumpkin head. He is just a bag with some eye holes. Real simple mask. All right, let's check in with Kiva and the crossbow, which also sounds kind of like a cool band.
Kiva and the crossbow, yeah. I'm going to let's see, I have to use my last wear on my crossbow. And I'm going to have to target a vulnerable foe at a close range.
Nice.
Thank God I have a +3 because I rolled a 5. So 8 total.
Ooh, okay. So all that means is you can't get a second shot in before it gets to cover. But yeah, you just like how do you do this with this crossbow? What does it look like?
So I mean, the crossbow I have is specifically built for me, so like it can easily hide underneath my raven's feather cloak. So I just pull it out and basically just quickly fire off a shot at like point blank ranges of like holding, like I'm hip firing. But of course, it leaves me very much exposed to being attacked. Because I have no
Nice.
other weapons. It's just a crossbow. That's all I have.
Okay.
I have a pistol too somewhere.
Yeah, I remember you took that one from the pirate horde. Could be a good other weapon to use here.
It's so nice. I don't want to use it just yet.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So the crossbow stabs down. The harvester now has like this arrow like sticking out of his midsection. He's looking much worse off, but he's still up. At this point, Grimaldi has like cracked the reins. Olga has like reached down to grab Knives and pulls him into the wagon. And she's like, let's get out of here. And they start heading away. So your wagon's rolling down the road. But as you do this, the harvester with one of these long, muscled, pliant arms grabs onto the edge of it, swings himself up to the roof, and is now like on the roof of the wagon, like hoisting up the scythe and starting to swing it down and hack at everybody. And as you guys, like this crazy careening wagon with the harvester on the roof is rolling pell-mell through the Sable encampment, let's swing back to check on Yana, Seamus, and Finn, who are still in the now deserted feasting area with this like giant dead bear.
She couldn't have gotten far. We'll track her down. She's owed a duel, if she's alive enough to do one.
I'd say it is important to destroy the cult if we can, but we also have our mates over there. They're waiting for us in Gay Scourge, lass.
We'll meet back at the castle. This will only take minutes.
Let's hope so. Finn, you up for this?
Very well.
I mean, I can't metagame that I know that they got attacked by the harvester.
Of course we can.
You're right.
Yeah, that's okay. As you turn to go, you actually you kind of stop and you see Papa Silver, the old wildcat who kind of guided you. He is like he's leaning on his cane at the edge, and he's sort of like watching you. And as you approach, he's like, "Very interesting, my children, what you have done. You have given the land of Harrowed Heath something new. Most interesting. Tell me, Yana, was there a tremor in your arms when you struck down a god?"
I'm not any more scared of it than killing any other animal. Whatever importance people put upon it is what they put upon it. All I care about is shedding the delusions that keep people grounded in poverty, superstition, and murder. I have to commit many bloody acts to remove the cancer plaguing this world. I hope that you are not one of them that I have to remove.
He's like, "Oh, I'm just an old cat. I've seen my share of scrapes in my time. I don't think you'll need to remove me. Not that it would matter much given my age. But I am something of a leader around these parts."
Well, perhaps then you can lead your people to another destination or another way of thinking. It seems your old ways, I mean, while they may be good, the sacrifice of innocent people is not necessary for these times.
I love. Is that a real cat that's popping in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
very
cat.
cool. I mean, you're talking to a cat, so it's some great like sound effects. Yeah.
I should note, sir, that we will not be the last outsiders that ever come here that would be able to fight back if this barbaric practice continues. And by taking down this Ursat's god, I was hoping that perhaps I would put an end to it.
Okay. You can tell this guy is really attached to his culture's traditions, but also like the Lord of the Harvest, like the sacrifice business, that was from Volsky. Like she might have read some really old books and was like, "Hey, you guys should do this," and kind of inspire them to start this. But like these traditions are important for this community. But like the sacrificing visitors doesn't necessarily have to be part of them, even if it was in some degree, like way back in the old days.
In the meantime, one of my countrymen has done a great disservice to your town for a very long time. I need to find her and punish her. It is my duty as the Tsarina of the Winterborn Dominion to do so. I cannot let what she did to your community slide.
Ooh, all right. So I think Finn or Yana can give me a persuade to try and kind of inspire him to help like change the ways of Harrowed Heath.
I mean, we both have the same modifier.
We have the same thing, so
yeah.
you can roll and I'll assist if an assistance needs to be done.
Okay, sure.
Because we literally have the same roll.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alternately, hold on before you roll.
Yo.
I could use my legacy move.
Yeah.
Although it's supposed to be only for the first time. But
yeah, you've met him a few times.
Yeah, never mind. Just go ahead and roll because this isn't the first time we've met him.
That would be a 9. So
I'll bump it to a 10.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm very good marking exhaustion to bump it up.
All right, cool. Okay, yeah, so he's like, you've given me much to think about, young ones. Tradition is important for Harrowed Heath, but we should make room for the new as well, and we can let the worst parts go while still being true to the ways of our ancestors. If you need a wagon out of here, I will supply one, and a good goat to carry it. You should go catch up to your friends. As for Volsky, we'll find her and take care of her. Or I think that she will find you, and then an end will come about, one way or the other.
Either way, I do owe her an honorable death, even though what she did is disgusting. Just what I owe to my countrymen.
I can expect no less. So you may go. I will go and I'll talk with the others. Oh, Seamus.
Yeah, it's just that everyone's talking to the old guy.
Yeah,
Seamus is going to be
Seamus
looking.
doing?
Yep, Seamus is going to be looking around the ritual site for anything valuable.
Oh, of course.
It is what he does.
Yeah, always looking for. Yeah, gotta find the loot. I mean, we had a literal loot earlier, but let's.
So let's see. Loot and plunder. Roll with finesse. That's a 1. That's a 2.
Oh my god.
That's a 5. He finds jack shit.
Yeah, I mean, these peasants didn't have much to begin with, so you find
It's
some
like-
cool pumpkin heads, but that's about it.
Leaves. This is it's a wooden sword. Seriously. What? A literal pumpkin.
The Wildcat's name is Papa Silver. Yeah.
This is probably going to say, Papa Silver, is this pumpkin head worth anything?
He's like, no,
Does it at least taste good?
probably not. Somebody was wearing it. There's probably a lot of fur stuck on the inside.
What use is it?
Yeah, it does blow. It does splatter. Very satisfying.
So,
Pumpkin pieces
chasing
everywhere.
So, are we chasing after this cult leader, or are we catching up to the rest of us?
By what Papa Silver here has to say, it sounds as though she is likely to try to find us for revenge.
Well, that takes care of the problem itself.
They do normally say that one who seeks revenge needs to dig 2 graves, but in her case, she only needs to dig the one.
Oh, ooh. All right. So as you guys are gathering your stuff and heading out, let's cut back to the runaway wagon of these troubadours with this monstrous harvester on the roof, hacking away with his scythe. Let's check in with Spoons because he's hacking at the roof. He's like aiming blows at Grimaldi, who is the one holding the reins. Lady Olga is like raising her shield to try and ward them off, but like he is just too strong. So Spoons, what are you doing here?
Okay. So there's not that much that I can do, but I do have pocket sand where I can take the weapon skill Confuse Senses, which does not count against my limit, and throw something to confuse them.
Hey, that could be a great move here.
I mean, I don't know, maybe just have some dirt or some leaves that I'm gonna like toss.
Yeah, you just hurl like a fistful of this like muck or grass.
Just to try to get him off the roof.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with finesse.
That's okay. It's an 8 + 1 for a 9 total.
9. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you succeed. You like splat half of his face with muck and grass, and he is like partially blinded for a little bit more. Let's check in with Kiva and then Knives.
I have a question about the pearlescent pistol.
Okay.
Is it like a flintlock pistol, so it's a single shot and that's reload?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hold up on that in case I really need it. Since I see that he currently has some muck and stuff in his eyes, I'm going to attempt to blindside him and try to use the butt of my crossbow to hit him across the face and like force him off the back.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So roll blindside. This is attempted roguish feat blindside.
I have a +3 to all these. And I needed it. I rolled another 5 + 3, 8.
Oof. Okay. So you slam the butt into it. I think like he does fall back. He like rolls over to the side. As he goes, his scythe, he's holding with one hand, reaches out, slices against you. You are going to take 1 injury.
Okay.
He like rolls over onto the side. He's still got those like big, powerful hands. He's like holding on to the side of the wagon now, just with the one hand. With the other, he's still swinging the scythe and hacking at you guys, though. Knives. He's holding on with the one hand. He's swinging his scythe, still in you. Knives. What are you doing here?
I mean, Knives doesn't really. I guess Knives has a short sword. Knives will take a quick swing at the hands with the short sword.
Okay, go ahead and do engage in melee.
Okay, and that's might.
Yes, engage in melee is might.
7.
7's not so bad. Okay, so this is again knock him off the wagon for good. But you do get to pick. Yeah, you need to pick 1 from below. You're either doing extra harm to him, taking little harm. You will take 1 more harm unless you pick this one.
I'll take the little harm.
Okay, so you don't take any harm. How do you like hack into his hand? You get him off his wagon.
You're just gonna try to take a swing and maybe cut the fingers off.
Oh man, yeah. You just like it's like a cool golf swing. You're hurling it down, and just the blade kisses through all of these fingers. They come free. Let's go. You like
Knives says, "I'm sorry."
He stares like wordlessly up to you as he's falling off of this wagon, smashes into a branch, rolls into the underbrush, and vanishes. And you know, nobody could have survived that.
Knives starts immediately cleaning his fingers.
Good job, sweetie.
Yeah, the fingers are still there.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, take the fingers and sort of toss them over the side like.
Oh yeah, they just fall over into the darkness. Okay, and with that, we're going to cut ahead a little bit about like the end of the night and the other day. You guys all meet together at Geist Grove. It is this amazing collection. I'll do a real quick description of it a little bit later when you guys go to the grove itself. But this is like a pilgrimage site for those who follow the blessed beasts. It is a holy forest that is full of like kind of graves, altars, and tombs of those who have like lost people. And even if the dead aren't actually buried there, it's still seen as like the place to go to kind of pay homage and remember those who have died. So there's a whole bunch of like inns outside, and you guys, like, your wagon rolls up to one with like everybody inside injured. The innkeepers take care of you, patch you up. Everybody can heal I'm going to say 2 injuries. And you also get to sleep, so all your exhaustion is gone.
Can I get knives to like mildly repair my armor?
Yeah.
There's only like 1 point that the armor's down.
Yeah, I think I can do that. When you repair damage personally come in, I'm going to spend 1 depletion for to fix your armor by 1.
So, oh yeah, so everybody kind of meets together back like for breakfast at the common room, and a few. I want to do some kind of few quick conversations. I want to do one with Grimaldi and Finn.
Very well.
Okay, so Grimaldi is like, this exhausted looking toad. He's got like some bandages now. He's back out of his sacrificial robes and his normal outfit, and he's like, "Oh, Master Cardew, we played it rather tight last night, didn't we?"
Quite so, and I do apologize for putting your name into their minds for playing at the festival. I did not realize what would happen.
Oh, well, no, it is forgiven. We did, after all, need some of the money, and that's what I'd like to talk to you about. You see,
Of course.
the mendicant merrymakers, our fortunes have not been so well as of late. We really need to start. I mean, we're heading to Katzenberg very soon. I'm hoping we can draw the crowds there. But I think we need a headliner, someone to really bring the house down. So, and furthermore, I've been running them for a long time now, and I'm getting on in years. This experience proved that. So Finn, I should ask you, would you like to become the co-owner with me of this band?
Well, that is a very generous offer of you, my good fellow. I'm sure with our new stories that we have been told, we can make quite a killing.
So that's a yes?
I believe so. I think I will still travel with the rest of them, but perhaps when we get to Katzenberg, we can continue our merriment.
Wonderful, wonderful. And he turns back to the other minstrels and he's like, "We've done it. We're going to make our very own super group." Okay. And I also want to do a real quick scene with Yana and Esther.
Okay.
All right. So Yana, like, where are you doing in this kind of breakfast common room area?
Well, hopefully she's had time to wash the blood off.
Oh, yeah, I think so. You've had a whole night
Okay.
most of the day. It's a late breakfast.
She's just kind of sitting with her back to the wall, keeping an eye on the room because she knows that based off of what Papa Silver had to say, that this lady might be showing up anytime to kill her. So she doesn't want to be surprised by it.
Ooh,
And just
okay.
kind of, I mean, she's eating, obviously.
Right.
She probably had some bear cooked up.
Oh yeah. So Esther kind of like goes over next to you. She's looking she's looking nervous. She has like her more, her fancy, kind of, her like the fancy cloak that she was wearing when you guys found her. Her whiskers are shaking a little, and she's like, Lady Yana,
Yes.
you and Seamus, you defeated that bear, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We,
Wow.
it seemed important that these people move on from justifying sacrificing people.
No, you're correct. Like that was, I had no idea they would do that when they asked me to be the Autumn Queen.
I cannot imagine that you would know such a thing.
So you're sort of like you just kind of wander around and like you find injustice and you stop it.
Yes, often under the name of Lady Fox up until now, but I'm putting it aside from my real name this time.
So you're like a wandering knight?
At
A
the
knight
moment,
errant?
yes, until I can regain my throne. Yes.
She's getting a little more nervous and she's like, do you have a squire?
No, I do not currently have a squire.
Do you think she's like, well, when I I'm the daughter of the court rat, so we'll just be like living super comfortably, doing nothing while my family has money, but other rats are being poor and oppressed, and other animals are being poor and oppressed. I just kind of like it to stay there, marry some other rich rat merchant, and like live happily, and that's it. I don't want that. That's why I ran away. I just couldn't be there, like sitting there in this fancy capital, eating fine food and doing nothing while like war tears apart the dark forest.
That's an admirable trait to have. I am supposed to return you to your father.
She says, well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. I sent him a letter to let him know I'm okay. And I'll go back to him eventually. I mean, you said you would, but like you didn't say when. So do you think I could be your squire for a little bit? Just for a little.
We can see how you perform. Are you quite brave? Do you know the difference between a sword and an axe? That is an important thing. Can you water a goat?
She's like, yes, swords, big and thin, axes, kind of fat, also kind of big. And yes, I can water a goat. And I'm brave. Yes.
Bravery is a very important thing in this world.
Got it. Bravery, very important thing. Understood. Is that my first lesson in being a squire?
We could say that, yes. It does not do me any good if I am engaging in combat and you run away. Leave that for the clever people of the world. If you wish to be a knight, then you are a brave person, not a clever person.
Okay, brave, not clever. Is that lesson number 2?
Yes. Being clever is for those who cannot fight.
Okay, got it. You can tell she's like taking mental notes.
But make sure that if you are going to draw your blade, number 1, you are ready to kill with it. It is not an idle threat to take a sword out of its sheath. And number 2, you need to make sure the person that you are going to kill deserves their death.
She's listening very carefully to that one.
Is what separates you between a hero and a murderer.
So as you were talking about death, the owner of the inn, this like very warm female mole, she's got like an apron, she has this the dark velvety fur, the big claws, heads over bringing some more food to the breakfast table, and she's like, so you'll be going to the grove then, all of you?
Yes.
You should. If you came all the way out here, even if you're dead and aren't buried here, it's a good thing to do. It's a way to show your respects and a way to remember. Even if you don't follow the blessed beast, it's still a good place to go. You should probably head out now. This is the right time of day if you want to go visit the grove.
Very good. Okay. Esther, also, if you're to follow me as a squire, you will need to be equipped. I do not have the money to do so. Speak with Seamus. He always seems to be able to turn up some coin wherever we go.
She's like, oh, well, don't worry about that. I'll write to my father. He'll send us some coin. Don't worry.
Very good. I will also write to your father. I do not want to cause a diplomatic issue between our nations this early on in our relation.
Yeah, probably a good idea. All right, and so as you guys head
I will
out,
have Finn write this letter for me.
Yeah, probably a good idea. All right, so as you guys all head out, Seamus, I'm going to say, like, you're the one who noticed it first. You start walking down, and then you start walking down this trail leading to the grove, and then spinning around one of the trees is Volsky. She's looking real bad. She is, like, half her fur is burned off. Her like skin is all like, melted and charred. And she is wielding like that big sacrificial dagger. I'm going to say you and Yana are kind of like towards the front. And she just like rushes in front of you and goes for like a wild stab. So Seamus, go ahead and roll Trust Fate and see what happens here.
Trust fate. That's
Yeah,
luck?
so with luck. It's going to be luck or not if she hits you.
Okay. I have a 0 in luck. Let's see how
Okay,
this
well,
goes.
I mean, that's the luckiest of all. It's just random.
That's a
rolling.
1. And that's a 6, thank God.
Oh.
7.
Okay, you can either take 1 injury or you can be in a vulnerable place, which is like she has the dagger at your throat.
Seamus is going to take the injury. He notices first and he's like to Yana, get down!
Yeah, she like plunges the blade into your side as you like kind of as you shove into her. Okay, and then I think Yana is the one who was like next in the order there. Who was like closest to her.
She's going to just kind of not to kill this lady, but just very quickly, like the sword is just right under her neck.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And says, "You are a countryman of mine, even if you have revoked it for a very long time. You do have the right to fight me if you wish to challenge the leadership of the Arctic Foxes. It is your right, and if you can defeat me in single-handed combat, one-on-one, a duel, then by all means, you can take my place in the ascension of the Winterborn Dominion."
She considers it and she's like, those are your ways, Winterborn, not mine.
Then you've renounced it. Very well. And the blade will now push into her, and I know that that's going to actually require an attack.
Yeah, go ahead and do engage.
Okay. I just want to show real quick what I rolled.
Yeah, I mean, we
Here's
believe
my
you, but
dice.
oh wow.
Yeah. So
man. All right.
that makes it a 15.
Okay, you kill her. You don't need to do any of this.
So when she's like, what did she say specifically?
She was like, your ways, Winterborn, not mine.
Then you die as a murderer. And she just lops her head the rest of the way off.
Yeah, I think like her corpse, there's like a little bridge going over a Russian stream. She just like plops down, drops in that, and floats away. Before that was all before Esther arrived at the scene too, so she didn't see the gory end of Volsky. All right, and with that, you guys head to the grove. So we do a quick description of what this wonder looks like.
Before we go,
Seamus?
Can I have someone pull the knife out of me shoulder?
Yeah, they're able to. You'll be able to be patched up before the next arc starts.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so the branches reach high, covering the forest floor with dense shade. Here, it is always twilight. The bones of pilgrims have been carefully arranged amongst the boughs and the graves. The monks who tend this place, giving everything to create a sight of macabre beauty. Everywhere, animals come bearing torches and lanterns, little lights against the darkness. Some have family plots, tombs, or mausoleums, but others simply face the woods themselves, the cool restfulness that comes with death, and leave an offering of light or food to the friends and relatives who have gone on ahead into that quiet night. So I think everyone kind of like spaces out, finds their own area to sort of like kneel down and remember those they've lost.
Can I do a scene with knives?
Yeah. I kind of want. I think is it just spoons or knives being together? For this?
Yeah, I get knives over there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I have stolen a little fork from the breakfast.
Oh man, I love how like you want to do the sweet morning gesture, but you steal silverware.
Steal silverware. So I steal a little fork, and I put it in the dirt and light a candle below it.
Yeah, you kneel down. This little light is shining next to this fork. What is Knives doing?
Probably kneeling as well. Just kind of quiet.
Like, Knives, I know that this isn't our way. There's no wrong way to remember. May his memory be a blessing.
Aw. So as you guys are going to this, Seamus, you kind of wander in your own direction. What do you do?
Seamus is probably going to gather what he can, a bunch of twigs, leaves, and stuff, and fashion 23 little makeshift graves off in a little corner of this place. For all of his green wardens, you know.
Oh, totally.
And now I'm finally going to do something with the loot I've gathered. That icon of the saint.
Mm-hmm.
Going to hang it on a stick in the middle of all these graves and say,
Oh, wow.
we're going to come back. The Green Wardens, one and all, both in spirit and body. I owe all of you that.
Yeah, you just you kind of build this this memorial for them, and you get a little bit of some sunlight shining on this icon as you hang it up above
The
this.
icon is +4 prestige with the denizens of the forest. I don't know if I would actually get anything for this, though.
All right, maybe it sends a message that the Green Wardens have been remembered. Yeah.
So add +4 prestige to the denizens?
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
Maybe it will help you
+1
start recruiting some new Green Wardens, because soldiers do perish, but oftentimes the war goes on.
Mhm.
Finn, I don't know if you've actually lost anybody. Do you?
Well,
What do you do during this time?
Finn is basically he's going to sit and take some notes on sort of the area and sort of for a possible story, and then he's going to pull out his loot, which I've now just come up with the fact that it was his old teacher's loot.
Wow, yeah.
And he just starts plucking away at it and playing a sort of somber tune. So.
Yeah, I definitely think you're it's kind of like a hymn that's sort of echoing softly through these trees here.
Mm-hmm.
What does Yana do?
So this is a place to remember the lost, right?
Yeah, the people
the
who have died. Yeah.
But this is also where she's supposed to be meeting up with Olga. Does she spot Olga at all, or is that going to happen after this?
Olga was at the inn.
Oh. Okay, I
yeah,
would have
who
talked
joined
to
you
her.
with the other kind of survivors.
Gotcha. Sorry, I thought we were meeting up at the guy's grove with her because I was, never mind.
Right.
Just because she wanted to try to secure her in being.
Oh yeah. I think at this point you have
Oh, okay.
You can do
great.
a scene a little bit later when you're in Katzenberg, but yeah, she's pretty much the sworn allegiance to you at this point.
Nice. Okay. Then I'll just go ahead and do a scene then.
Yeah. So what do you do? And the inn is the kind of the entrance to Geist Grove. This is the the place itself. So yeah. So how do you what do you do here in this kind of place of memory?
Esther, I need a moment by myself. Okay.
Yeah, she very respectfully kind of nods and folds her paws and steps back.
Father, it is not my belief that the dead can hear me. Well, maybe I'm wrong and others are right. I don't know. I fear that by the end of all this, I will be drowned in an ocean of blood over the idea of a metal throne wearing a metal hat. I do not know if that is worth it. But what I do know is worth becoming a monster is to save the people I have seen who are suffering. Everywhere I've gone, people are suffering. I want to be the force that makes it right, or at least something that nudges it along the way. But I do not know if I am that fox. I've seen the way that those who knew me as a child look at me now. I can see what I am becoming through their eyes, and it is something very horrible, Father. I do not know if I'm a good fox. But I am going to try my best with the tools that I have to make things right. That is all I can do. And if you can hear me, I hope you can guide me. I missed your laugh.
And I think you kind of spend some time sort of looking at the candles and listening to sort of the song that Finn's playing as the wind kind of weaves the branches above you. Kiva, you also lost somebody. So what do you do in this place of this memorial grove?
So Kiva goes a distance from the others, sort of a bit actually a ways from like all the sort of burial grounds itself, sort of close to the edge of the forest.
Yeah, it does kind of give way to like more natural woods after a while.
And she spends her time a little bit sort of clearing away some area, gathering some stones, and make a sort of little ring of stones, and piles up some twigs. And from inside of a little pouch she has, she pulls out this sort of tiny, maybe the size of fits in her palm, a little white doll. It has sort of large floppy ears. Has a sewn-in crest of the Winterbourne Dominion on it. She puts it on there and sets fire to it.
I think you kind of stand back and watch as it sort of burns away to nothing.
Yeah. Despite she doesn't say anything, she just sort of quietly watches it with interest, with a bit of wild, reckless abandon.
All right. So after like long little time in this quiet grove, everybody reconvenes, heads back to their various wagons and vehicles, and kind of part ways. This is where I think Spoons and Knives are gonna hit the road themselves. So I just do want to ask, what's next for Spoons and Knives?
I mean, we've been traveling for a bit, Knivesy. You want to go home for a little bit? See the kids?
That's probably good. I've got a big scythe mock I gotta heal from.
Yeah.
My head still hurts a little bit. I'd like some sleep.
All right, let's go visit our grandkids.
Yeah.
The badges of honor, Mr. McCovey. Take them with pride. And thank you for all your help, Mrs. McCovey.
We'll
Honestly,
send you
both
a
of you.
letter from the road.
Hey.
Aunt, uncle, it was very good to see you again.
Yeah, anytime. Well, I mean, preferably not in a, this kind of more violent place, but, come by,
Yes.
see your cousins, see the grandkids.
There's so many of them. There's like 45.
Certainly.
There's like 800 of them.
Ain't had so many.
I know. I am sorry that you are here in my dark hour. I would have preferred we met up again during happier times.
Eh,
Eh, what are happy
Yeah,
times
yeah.
anyway?
Let me-
When you're a rat, you kind of you take what you can get. For instance, Knives ate some really good cheese.
yeah.
Does that not give you the,
Well, that may be my third injury, but
Again,
we
it's
can,
the-
I'm going to deal with
What's
that
the
later.
bitter, it's the sorrow with the joy. It's the cheese with the IBS.
if you do see my mother before I see her, let her know I'm doing well, okay?
We will.
Will do.
So, Knives, if you ever come up with another instrument idea, do feel free to send it our way.
Oh, I'm thinking of another one already. I'm thinking of stretching strings on a piece of wood. You hammer them. I don't know. Could be fun.
I see it like a.
You might not like it, but your kids are gonna love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I could see that as sort of like a slight percussion with a little bit of string.
Yeah, we'll
Nice.
see what we'll see how it goes. I'll bring it next time I see you.
Sounds like a very good idea.
Great.
It's great to see you all again.
Adios.
Adios.
Journey to yours. You're good folks, both of you.
We scamper off into the woods.
Yeah. You guys head away on the road yourselves. Okay. So after that, Kiva, Yana, Finn, and Seamus, along with Esther, make their way to Katzenberg, which is not too far. You guys find your ship, the Wise Salmon, is there in the harbor, which you use as a base. The refugees from the town that you were gathering from the last arc have settled in the neighborhood of Stench Trench, one of the poorest neighborhoods. And after you arrive and settle in, maybe to explore the city a little bit, Septimius von Stahl is certainly waiting for you. But you also have some good news, and actually, Spoons and Knives, you get this too. Esther has sent over some, letters to her father. So to thank you, the court rat has given all of you letters of credit worth 5 value.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody gets 5 value for helping
Finn
save your
has
daughter.
so much value. It's
I have
not even
11.
funny.
12.
Wow.
This
Well,
is
I've got 5.
Okay.
Yana keeps getting stabbed. That's on her, but
And we still haven't sold that golden bus, so that's additional 5 value if you ever want.
I have a total of 15 value.
I have a ship. I own a
Wow.
ship, y'all.
Yeah.
Well,
I do have a pack of wolf mercenaries.
I've
Pretty
got
cool.
nothing but me axes and me pride.
I'm sorry, wolf soldiers.
Yes, and Yana, the wolf soldiers are there waiting for you as well. So with Sergeant Geza leading them, and Kiva, the crows, this kind of junior pickpocket gang. I mean, Stench Trench, that's their hideout. They're the artful dodger, delightful street urchin types who are picking pockets all over that city. But they, of course, hang out in the poorest area of Stench Trench. So they're waiting for you to kind of take control. And that when Septimius von Stahl meets you, now that you've gotten paid, it's time for the next part of the mission, a way to hopefully end the war in the Dark Forest. And all of that, along with fun time, big city adventures, bright lights, big city. It's all happening in our next arc, taking place in Katzenberg. So as we draw this episode to a close, let's go ahead and take care of the experience that we might have earned during this last part of the adventure. Because I think a lot of people might have earned some. Let's go the opposite way we did the intros. So let's start with Knives. So did you fulfill any of your drives, Knives?
I think I advanced. Did I increase reputation with Esther's family or?
Yeah, I think
Esther.
so. Oh, yeah, definitely for saving her. That's the Grand
Yeah.
Sable Empire. So yeah.
All right, I'll take that. And then I definitely protected Spoons from the Harvester. I would
Oh
say.
yeah, yes, you can take 2 for sure.
Excellent.
Very cool. Let's check in with Spoons.
All right. So mine are chaos when you topple a tyrannical or dangerous figure or order.
Yes, the
I'd say
tyrannical
we
order
definitely
of this high priestess was toppled.
And then wanderlust when you finish a journey to a clearing. And yeah, we made it out. So I think
Yes, got to go to Geist Grove for sure. So 2 advancements. Very cool. How about Seamus?
Well, I think everyone who has chaos is fulfilling it this time around.
Yes, chaos was caused. Very chaotic, I gotta say.
So
Things
that's
on
one.
fire, a big bear. It's about as chaotic as you get.
And also, I think he got greed since we got that writ worth about 5 value. Said
Yeah, it was a serious payday. So yes, you can go ahead and take that one too.
awesome. So that's both of my drives.
Nice. Finn.
Yeah. Well, discovery. I believe where I encountered a new wonder ruin.
Yes, Geist Grove is a wonder. It's this beautiful sort of memorial site that's been created and changed by generations of Dark Forest residents.
And the second one is thrills. Advance when you escape from certain death or incarceration.
Yeah, I think so. There's that. That bear was definitely certain death.
And remember, argue. Even if you're not sure you got it, argue for it.
I'll give it to you. You're always good to argue, though. Yana.
Obviously, chaos. I have a really quick bit of business I'd like to do, if it's okay.
Yeah.
With the bear, because she killed it and she had specifically wanted to cut things out of it. Are you okay with her having cut its heart out?
Yeah, it's really big though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so how do you, I mean, you can't like carry it with you though. It's like the size of you.
Oh, was the bear's heart that big?
Yeah, this bear is like Godzilla size.
Okay, well, she would have cut some bear heart down to a size that she could transport.
Right, okay. That sounds good.
And she would say to Sergeant Geza, I have killed a bear in our journey. I have cut out parts of its heart. It was an enormous bear. We will consume it tonight as a unit and take in its strength as our own.
Ooh. Geza's like, this is good. Bears are very strong. And with this, our strength will grow.
Indeed. I look forward to fighting with you all as a unit. Proper soldiers, not just mercenaries anymore.
He's like, it will be good to do so.
Yay. So, I mean, with that, I think I've really cemented revenge, which is, I advance when I'm causing significant harm to the interests of my enemies.
Oh, yeah, by like building your army. Also, Lady Olga is now on your side, too.
Yeah, and Lady Olga's on my side now. So I think her revenge is getting satisfied.
Okay.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah, no, I like it.
And obviously, yes.
Forces there. Mm-hmm.
I just know by next week I will have forgotten that she wanted to eat the bear heart with the wolves.
Oh, so. Right. Yeah, you got to remember to eat the bear heart with the wolves. So yeah. It's all good.
I mean, we're basically Dothraki at this point. So
yeah, I can see that. All right. How about Kiva?
So I mean, obviously, chaos was achieved.
Yes, chaos was caused.
And the other is thrills. I would say was also achieved. We escaped certain death at the hands of the
harvester.
The harvester, yeah.
Yes, thrills, chills, and spills all achieved. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to resort to use my pistol just yet, but my crossbow needs some repairs.
Oh yes. Well, Katzenberg, it's the biggest city in the Dark Forest. It's the place to get anything fixed and buy lots of crazy new stuff, which means I'll definitely be making a lot of items during our break.
Eva, we can take it to my mother's shop. She's stationed out of here now.
Yes, Jessica is in Katzenberg. I'll have to figure out what neighborhood she's in. If she's in like the poorest one or a more middle class area, or like the market area, maybe, probably, most likely. Okay, so that is the end of Reaping Day. And I mean, I'm sure we're going to have, of course, Reaping Day kills, Reaping Day ends, RD20, Reaping Day 20 years later.
Reaping 2-0 for some reason.
Yes, Reaping 2-0, Reaping Day takes Manhattan, Reaping Day
versus
the wife
else.
of Reaping Day.
Reaping Day versus something else.
Reaping Day versus the Bloody Baron.
Yeah.
Rise of the Reaping Day.
Good
I was thinking of that.
Reaping Day in space.
Yeah.
That's Reaping Day 10. Reaping Day in space.
Oh yeah. Reaping Day is going into space this time. Watch
Reaping
out.
Day 2K.
Yup.
Futuristic.
Love it.
Very exciting.
And the later reboot where they just call it The Reaping Day.
Oh yeah, of course. Watch out. The Reaping Day is here.
Well, the third one, the E has to be in a 3.
Oh yeah, Reaping Day.
Reaping Day.
They're all terrible except for the first one. Just don't even bother.
Too fast, too reaping.
Yeah. Only watch the first one, really.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know. The Season of the Reaping is an underrated film.
Oh yeah, that's true. But they were doing something totally different with that one.
They were trying to do.
Very strange.
Oh, that's funny. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks, Gray Mouse. Thanks, the Silly Sorcerer, for hanging out with us. It was very cool.
Is that Elias? Right on.
We finished another arc. But that doesn't mean we're done, people. So pay attention. Pay attention. We have more special guests. We have the staples of the community. All their faces are represented here tonight. special guests and new staples, it seems like. So make sure and pay attention to those guys. We have a lot of stuff coming up. Schedule-wise, just make sure and check out our Tuesdays. Because even when we're not playing this, we will do some one-shots. We will put some stuff in there. So if you're a Dark Forest fan, awesome. If you're a Magpie Games fan, awesome. Please pay attention because Root is not done. But we might have a little stuff in the middle here for some one-shots and going forward through the end of the year. We have a plan through the end of the year, guys. So
It's almost the end of the year already.
I
Well,
know it's November.
yeah,
Insane.
it is. We've
It's
lost
decorative
track.
gourd season.
We've lost track. So, but until our next episode, we need to pull up a chair and make time to
to
tabletop.
Yeah.
We're so good at this.
Oh, Jenny, that was amazing.
Thank you, Jenny and Alex,
Top.
for joining us.
Thank you.
It's broken.
All right, we will see you very soon. Bye, guys.
And good night, everybody.
Good night.
Beware.